Today, Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar will talk about the great personalities of the India. Who are the great personality of the India? Number one, Mahatma Gandhi. Throughout history, we have read about great warriors who fought with weapons and ammunition to save the glory of their country. But among all, there is one great leader who chooses to fight without any weapon and to follow the path of the non-violence. He followed the path of the Ahimsa for the Indian independence. He was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, also known as the Mahatma Gandhi. He was born on the 2nd October in Gujarat, Porbandar. His father's name was the Karamchand Gandhi and mother's name is the Putli Bai. Our father of nation was adored by his mother as a child and his nickname was the Munia. Once he watched a drama, Raja Harishchandra, which happened to be the turning point of his life. He learned the value of the truth and the honesty from the drama and followed that throughout his life. But did you know once Gandhi stole gold from his one house, he was under the debt when he decided to steal gold. But admits that he felt so guilty that he wrote a confession letter and gave it to his father. After reading the letter, Gandhiji's father neither shouted nor beat him, just tore the letter apart. Gandhiji got married to the Kasturba Bai and went to England for the further study. He started living in South Africa once he became a barrister. In South Africa, when he was traveling in a first-class coach, which was filled with the British officials, he was forced to get down off the train because of his nationality and the skin color. That's when he decided to fight for the all Indians who lived in the South Africa and launched the Satyagraha movement. He lived there for the 20 years. In fact, the station where he forced to get down now have his statue. When he came back to India, he built an ashram near the Sabarmati river named the Satyagraha Ashram. Not only did he fight for the Indian independence, but as a true Indian, he also spoke against many other social evils like the untouchability, poverty, literacy, etc. Some Gandhiji's famous movements are the civil disobedience movement, Hind Swaraj, Dandi March, Swadeshi movement, Satyagraha, etc. He always sought the path of the truth and the goodwill to his countrymen. And now can we forget the three famous monkeys of the Gandhiji? These three monkeys depict the life of the lesson to us. The first says, see no evil. The second says, say no evil. And the third says, listen no evil. These ideologies were always followed by the Bapu. He was admired because of his strong principles, and anyone following his path of the non-violence and honesty will be admired too. Undoubtedly, Mahatma Gandhi is the greatest and the famous Indian philosophy, and for his contribution in the Indian independence struggle, he earned the title of the father of the nation. Stay tuned to listen to the more episode of the podcast, Famous Indian Personality, where we will keep bringing such great personality of India. Listen to several other podcasts of the kids of the Free Crimes Radio Mobile. Second personality is the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The first Deputy Prime Minister of India was the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, popularly known as the Sardar Patel. He was born in the 31st October 1875 in the Nadiad, Gujarat. His father was Johar Patel and his mother was the Lambda. His father was also secreted as one of the soldiers in the army of the Queen of the Jhansi. Vallabhbhai Patel was a very curious child and therefore would shoot loads of the question to his teacher in the school. He learned a lot from his father while farming like tables, arithmetic, and many more. He was always fond of the learning English. So after the class 7, he moved to the Paddler with his friends and started living there. His economical condition was not stable, so he completed most of his study, even law, by borrowing books and without taking admission to any college. He was a very dedicated student and therefore was able to complete his law study only in 2 years. He wanted to be a barrister in England, so he would walk miles in order to save money. Vallabhbhai Patel finally went to England when he was 36 and became a barrister. He became the sanitation commissioner of the Ahmedabad when he returned back to India, and later he had a major case on the civic issue with the barrister. You might wonder how did he become the Sardar Patel, right? His turning point was when he met Gandhiji. Initially, he was not influenced by the Mahatma Gandhi, but after listening to his speech on the Swaraj, Vallabhbhai was very impressed and become one of the followers. He volunteered in the Satyagraha movement and led. He did that so well the people started calling him Sardar, a leader. Thereafter, Sardar Patel played a huge role in the independence struggle while supporting Gandhi. Sardar Patel is known for the post-independence unification of the India. In 1947, when India got back her freedom, it was divided into the 562 princely states, and every state wanted self-independence. That was when Sardar Patel took the lead of the unify all the states and made India Union. In 1947, when India was partitioned and Pakistan was fought, the Nizam of the Hyderabad wanted to shift his state to the Pakistan forcibly. When the Vallabhbhai Patel came to know about it, he himself stood on the way with his strong iron gut and prevented it from the happening. Thus, he also came to be known as the Iron Man of the unified India. There was the dedicated building and street built on his name all over India. Not only that, in the honor of the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Indian government also recently built the Statue of the Unity in Gujarat, which is the tallest statue in the world. Stay tuned to listen to the more episodes of our podcast, Famous Indian Personality. We will keep bringing each great personality to India. Listen to the several other podcasts come to India. Third great personality is the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Can you guess the person who was denied on the education but still fought his way or become the law minister of the India? It was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the father of the Indian Constitution. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was born in the 14 April 1819 in the Mo in Madhya Pradesh. The place is known as the Ambedkar Nagar. He was the son of the Ramji Moloji Sakpal, who held the rank of the Subedar in the British Army. Back in those days, people were judged and treated based on their caste. Since Dr. Ambedkar came from a backward caste, he had to face a lot of the discrimination in his life. He was even stopped from the studying, but one of the teachers encouraged him to continue his study and even gave him his surname. He completed his higher education in the 4 years and studied for the 24 hours a day. He is the only person from India who received the title of the Doctor of the All Sciences from the London University. Not only did he continue studying law once he became back to India, but he also got associated with the many social causes like women empowerment and caste upliftment. People used to call him Baba Sahib. Out of the sheer respect, in 1936, he created his political party and started preparing for the election. Dr. B. Ambedkar was the first Indian to complete his PhD in economics from abroad. He knew 64 subjects and the 9 languages. He was the first Indian law minister and was also responsible for forming the constitution of Free India. He received a Bharat Ratna Award in 1990 for all his hard work and achievement. Not only for this, there are a lot of the university and colleges named after him. The Statue of Equity is the monument under construction in the Mumbai dedicated to Dr. Ambedkar, the father of the Indian Constitution. The fourth personality is the Mother Teresa. Long back, a little girl was born in the wealthy family with all the privilege, but sacrificing all she chose to serve the poor and the sick. She preached the message of the kindness, humanity, and empathy and peace. She was Mother Teresa, born on the 26th August 1910 in the Skopje, North Macedonia, to a merchant family. She was a Roman Catholic, and her birth name was Anje Gonoxi Boxi. When she was 18 years old, she decided to leave her house and family to live her life as a nun. She came to the Calcutta in 1921 and started teaching at the Loreto School. In 1937, after taking her voyage, she then came to be known as the Sister Teresa. After teaching for the 15 years in the Loreto School, Calcutta, she became the headmistress, but the turning point of her life was in the 1943 during the Bengal famine, and in 1946, she noticed the misery of the affected people in the famine and decided to help the affected people by living with them. She established Missionary of Charity in the 1950 and became Mother Teresa for all. She also worked to provide service to the hungry, the naked, the homeless, the crippled, and the blind, the lepers, all those who feel unwanted, unloved, uncared for throughout society, people that have become a burden to the society and are shunned of the everyone. She slowly started building Nirmal, Hridaya, Santinagar, and Nirmala Sishu Bhavan for her missionary charity and established them throughout the world. She also traveled to the national and international places to provide humanitarian service. In 1979, she received a Nobel Peace Prize and was called the Sant of the Good Gutter. She also received the Bharat Ratna Award and many more civilian awards and the reward. Today, we have schools, charity, and colleges named after her. Even her statue are built in many of the parts of the world. In 2016, after her miracles were proved, the Vatican canonized her of the sainthood and named Blessed Teresa of Calcutta. By blood, I am Alban. By citizen, I am Indian. By faith, I am a Catholic nun. As to my calling, I belong to the world. As to my heart, I belong entirely to the heart of the Jesus. Blessed Teresa of the Calcutta. Five Indian personality is the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. In the episode of the famous Indian personality, let's talk about the gem of India who wear round glass on his eye, a military uniform on his body, and a title army cap on his head. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, a true patriotic personality who fought for his motherland during the time of the independence. Then she was born on the 23rd January 1897 in Odisha. His father was Janakinath Bose and his mother was Prabhavati. He belonged to an affluent family and his parents were quite inspired by the English education. During school times, Bose was very inspired by the teaching of the Swami Vivekananda and the Ramakrishna. His feeling of the true patriotism came into action after an incident in his college where British professor misbehaved with an Indian student and stated anti-India comments. When Bose stood up and raised his voice against this situation, he was expelled from the college. He disliked the way the Britishers treated the Indians. That is when he decided to fight for the independence of the India. He went to London to study for the Indian Civil Services. In 1920, he realized that even after the ICS, he would be working beneath the British official. So he resigned and came back to India. In 1921, he joined the Swaraj Party and started several protests. He even went to the jail several times, but never backed off. He became the General Secretary of the Indian National Congress in the 1927. In 1928, he presented himself as a general officer commanding Congress volunteer corps in the annual meeting of the Indian National Congress. He supported Mahatma Gandhi and was inspired by him, but did not support the philosophy of the non-violence. He believed that the freedom is not given and people need to fight for it. He even organized a mass civil disobedience protest in 1941. He ghosted from India in the disuse of the Pathan. He went to the Germany and 10 more than 3,000 Indian prisoners for war, after which people started calling him Netaji. Out of respect, he flew to the Japan. After that, he formed Azad Hind Fauj. He even formed an all-women regiment in the Indian National Army, which was called the Rani Jhansi Regiment. Netaji's famous slogan was the "Tum mujhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga." Slowly, with the support of the several other countries, Azad Hind Fauj started to fight the British army, making them big. It is said that after these fights and attacks, the Britishers started to plan the freedom of India. Netaji is just not a name, but an institution. Give me blood and I will give you freedom. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Sixth famous personality is the Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu is the daughter of the scientist Agratha Chattopadhyay, a Barbara Sundari Devi, a poetess. Sarojini Naidu is the most prominent woman face of the Indian independence. She was a poet, social reformer, and the political leader. She was born in the 18 February 1897 in Hyderabad. She wrote a Persian play in her childhood, Meher Munir, and received a scholarship to study abroad. She wrote several poems and the books like The Golden Threshold in the 1905, The Bird of Time in 1912, The Broken Wing in 1917, and many more. She was named Bharat or the Bharat Kokila or the Nightingale of the India. In 1905, she met Mahatma Gandhi, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and Rabindranath Tagore, and become a part of the Indian national movement. She preached about the women empowerment and social reformation. In 1917, he established the Women's Indian Association and became the first Indian woman president of the Indian National Congress in the 1925. She took part in the Satyagraha, Quit-India movement, non-cooperation movement, and the others. In 1947, she became the first woman governor of the United Province. Sarojini Naidu is a well-known and the respected role model throughout the world. In 1990, an asteroid was dedicated after her name, asteroid 5647, Sarojini Naidu. Seventh personality is the Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh was born in the September 1907 in the Banga, earlier in Punjab, now in the Pakistan. His father was Kisan Singh and his mother is the Vidyarthi Kaur. He belonged to a family of the radical freedom fighters. All the men in his family believed that they have to follow extreme measures to snatch the freedom of the country, thus making him a hugly patriotic person. Bhagat Singh was highly influenced by his family since childhood and thus grew into the patriotic individual. In 1990, Jallianwala Massacre left an everlasting impression on the Bhagat Singh, who witnessed the destruction and loss of the lives after General Dyer opened fire on the people who had gathered there. Bhagat Singh had then decided to dedicate his entire life to fight for the freedom of the India. With every attack by the British, Bhagat Singh's dedication grew stronger. In 1923, he joined the National College of the Lahore. When Bhagat Singh was in college, he came to know about Young Italy movement in Italy and created a group named Naujawan Bharat Sabha in 1926. Later, he also joined Hindustan Republican Association and fought side by side with the several other famous freedom fighters to spread the fire of freedom throughout the India. In a very small time, he became a household name. In 1928, Lala Rajpat Rai was a leading protest and the but sadly he passed away in the massacre of the Lathi charge ordered by the British to avenge Lala Rajpat Rajpase. Passing away in the Lathi charge, he along with the Sukhdev, Rajguru and the Chandrasekhar carried out an attack leading to the killing of the British officer. After new runs and the misses, they were arrested and execution was ordered from them. He went in disgust and changed his the complete look to hide from the British officials. In 1929, he belonged with his partner, organized a bomb blast in the assembly chamber after the Ram Prasad Bismil died while fighting for the nation. Bhagat Singh scrambled Inqilab Jindabad after the blast. He, along with the Sukhdev and the Rajguru, were very proudly embraced the end of their life for the sake of the motherland and left a legacy to every Indian to take the cause of the freedom forward and attain it all the cost. Bal Gangadhar Tilak. From childhood, Tilak followed the path of the honesty. He is one of the main Indian independence activity and social reformers. Lokman Bal Gangadhar Tilak was the first leader of the Indian national movement. He was born on the 23rd July 1856 in the Ratnagiri. His father was a school teacher named Gangadhar Tilak and his mother Parvati Bai Gangadhar Tilak did his college in Pune and studied law in the Bombay. Later in his life, he became a mathematics teacher in a school, which was turning point in his political career. He converted the school into an institution that promoted self-service and the self-empowerment. Tilak identified education and the English language as the important tool to reach the Britishers. He established the Deccan Education Society in the Pune. He New English School or the Primary Study and the Ferguson College for the higher education. In parallel, he edited and published the Marathi newspaper, Kesari, and the English newspaper, the Maratha, where he openly criticized the Britishers. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was the father of the Indian unrest. Lala Rajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and the Bipin Chandra Pal were the three most popular people of that time, and the trio was known as the Lal Bal Pal. In 1890, Tilak joined Indian National Congress and took forward the Indian independence movement along with the other leaders. In 1905, when the divide and rule policy came in from the partition of the Bengal, Tilak raised on the appeal to take the policy back and boycott foreign goods. The Indian National Congress had two groups, one that supported moderate means and social reform known as the moderates, the other who just wanted independence. Lal Bal Pal followed the extremist ideology. In 1907, Tilak was sent to the jail on the sedition charges where he preached the slogan, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. In 1914, he created Home Rule League Fund on his slogan. In 1916, he was given the title of the Lokmanya. Mahatma Gandhi called him the maker of the modern India, and Nehru called him the father of the Indian Revolution. Lokman Bal Gangadhar Tilak was one of the strongest advocates of the Indian independence. Ninth personality was the Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is India's first Nobel laureate who was bestowed all the fellow Indians and the people in the world the art of the literature. Jana Gana Mana. The song written by the Tagore is the national song of our country. He was a poet, writer, composer, philosopher, and painter. He was born on the 17th May 1861 in Calcutta. His father was the Devendranath Tagore and his mother Sarda Devi. Tagore was quite keen on the music and literature from an early age. He never attended any physical school as his father believed in the theory of the free flow of the education. At the age of 11, Tagore started living in the Santiniketan with his father. He started his journey of the writing. In 1817, he wrote 6 poems on the Sikh, completed several written books. By the 1870, in 1870, he was sent to the England to study law, but he preferred reading Shakespearean play and the drama. He was quite integrated by the art and literature. From 1880, he started writing drama, short story, novels, poetry, and the song. Gurudev was also an acclaimed musician since his childhood. He composed so many beautiful songs that he was his separate genre. Ravindra Sangeet, in the 1910, he wrote Gitanjali, for which he received the Nobel Prize in the Literature in the 1913. Tagore was the first Indian to receive a Nobel Prize. Despite the fact that the Tagore was a patriot, he actually enjoyed and was inspired by the style of the education that the Britishers provided. Therefore, with the Nobel Prize money, he built up the famous Vishwabharati University in Santiniketan, where he focused more on the practical and the artistic education. In 1915, Mahatma Gandhi met him in Santiniketan. Gandhiji gave Tagore the title of the Gurudev. During the independence movement, Tagore used his tool, his pen, and wrote several patriotic poems for his fellow Indians. Not only did he write the national anthem of India, but also of the Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore devoted all his life to the upliftment of the education. 10th personality of the India is the Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was born on the 20th January 1863 in Calcutta. His father, Vishwanath Datta, was a barrister and novelist, and his mother were Bhuvaneshwari Devi. Swamiji's birth name was the Narendranath Datta. He was a very sharp student since his childhood. He was the first only student to receive a division in the entrance examination of the Presidency College. Apart from his subject, he loved reading a wide range of the subjects like the philosophy, religion, history, social science, ancient scripture like the Veda, the Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Purana. Narendra also studied Western philosophy, which he then translated into the Bengali language. Swami Vivekananda was known for his sharp memory and ability at the speed reading. In 1880, he came in contact with the Brahma Samaj, and that was the start and breakthrough of his spiritual journey. He made the Ramakrishna his guru in 1881. In the Dakshineshwar, Swamiji was highly influenced by the thoughts of his guru. In 1886, Swamiji took monastic vows, and that is when he became the Swami Vivekananda from the Narendranath Datta. In 1808, he left to travel the whole country with only 2 books in his hand, the Bhagavad Gita and the Imitation of the Church. He decided to preach and uplift his country and the fellow the countrymen. In 1893, after visiting Japan and China, he went to America, where he participated in the Parliament of the Religion. In the Parliament of the Religion, he opened his speech with the sisters and brothers of the America. After we received heavy applause and standing ovation, the Western India named him the cyclonic monk from India. His teaching focused on the human development, and he believed in comprehension, morality, and the spirituality. 11. Indian personality is the Rani Lakshmi Bai. Rani Lakshmi Bai was named Manikaran Tambe and was the nickname was the Manu. He is also known as the Jhansi Ki Rani, the queen who fought against the British without any fear. He was born in 19 November 1828 in the town of the Varanasi. Her father was the Moropant Tambe and her brother Bhagirathi Sapre. Her father was the commander of the king of the Peshwa, Bajirao, at the Bittu district. The Peshwa called her Chabili for her the playful nature. He was educated at home and learned sports with his friend Nana Sahib and Tacha Tope, like the martial arts, horse riding, sword fighting, and more. She always preferred traveling on the horseback to using a packling. Her horses include Sarangi, Pawan, and the Badal. She was married to the king of the Jhansi, and that is then become the Rani Lakshmi Bai from the Manikarjuna. Later, she adopted a boy and named him Damodara. After the death of the king, the British officer applied the doctrine of lapses, a policy according to which if any Indian ruler dies without leaving a natural male, his kingdom automatically passed over to the British. As a result, the Britishers wanted to claim Jhansi, to which the Rani Lakshmi Bai cried out, "Maini apne Jhansi nahi dungi." That is when the fight against the Britishers started. She would tie her kid around her chest and fight on the horseback. There are novels, articles, and movie made in the honor of her bravery. Even Netaji named the command regiment of the Indian Army as the Rani Jhansi Regiment. The famous statue of the Rani Lakshmibai, she is an inspiration of all her countrymen. 12th Indian personality is the Lala Lajpat Rai. Lala Lajpat Rai, or the Lion of the Punjab, an inspired leader who orated, journalist, author, and fierce freedom fighter. He was born on the 18th January 1865 in the Firozpur, Punjab. His father was the Munshi Radhakrishnan Agrawal and his mother Gulab Devi Agrawal. Lala Lajpat Rai studied law in the Lahore, where she met many freedom fighters. He was influenced by the movement of the Swami Dayanand Saraswati and became the part of the Arya Samaj. He later joined the Indian National Congress, and in 1884 he moved to Hisar, which was the changing point of his life. He established a branch of the Indian National Congress in Hisar. While studying law, he practiced journalism and started writing of the influence people for the freedom. He contemporary were the Arvindo Ghosh, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal. Lal Bal Pal together started protesting and agitating. These leaders together launched the Swadeshi movement and the civil disobedience movement, which was later promoted by the Mahatma Gandhi. In 1914, he quit law practice to dedicate himself to the freedom of India. In 1917, he went to the several countries like Britain, United States to influence the Indian community residents there. He founded the Indian Home Rule League of the America in New York and also became the president of Indian National Congress. Lala Lajpat Rai started several reforms and spoke against the issues like the caste system, position of women, untouchability, and the more. He also established several schools and colleges for the youth of the India. In 1928, the British government set up the commission headed by the report to the political situation in India. The Indian political party boycotted the commission because it did not include a single Indian in its membership. On 30th October 1928, Lala Lajpat Rai had a non-violent, peaceful march in the protest against this. The protesters chanted "Shaman Go Bok" and carried black flag. The Superintendent of Police, James A. Scott, ordered the police to lathi charge, where Lajpat was seriously injured. Despite being extremely injured, Rai addressed the crowd and said, "I declare that the blows struck at me today will be the last nail in the coffin of the British rule in India." He passed away on the 17 November 1922. Bhagat Singh was a witness to that event, or to take revenge on of the greatest leader of the India. 13th biggest personality is the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. He was quite popular among the children and they called him Chacha Nehru. He was born on the 14th November 1889 in Allahabad. He was the first son of the Swarup Ran mother and the Motilal Nehru father. Both his parents were attached and involved with the freedom movement. She studied theosophy in his childhood and got into the Theosophical Society at age 13. Nehru's theosophical interest led him to the study of the Buddhist and the Hindu sculpture, which was culminated in his book, The Discovery of the India. 1912, Nehru enrolled himself as an advocate to the Allahabad High Court and tried to settle down as a barrister, but he was not interested in the law. In 1912, Nehru attended an annual session of the Indian National Congress in the Patna and joined Indian politics. He took an active part in the movement like Home Rule Movement, Non-Cooperation Movement, and many more. In 1919, while he was traveling, he heard General Dyer talking about the Jallianwala Massacre. Dyer mentioned how satisfied he was after the incident. That's when Nehru decided to get freedom from the British. He was sent to the jail almost 9 times, and he wrote many books like his autobiography Towards the Freedom, Letter from a Father to the Daughter, Discovery of India, Glimpses of the World History, and many more. He was the right hand of the Mahatma Gandhi in Indian independence. They were an active part of the civil disobedience movement, Salt Satyagraha, Quit India movement. Nehru became the first Prime Minister of the Indian independence. Later, he worked with the Sardar Patel to unify India. In 1950, India became republic. In 1955, he received the Bharat Ratna for his efforts on Indian industrialization. His attire, the jacket, a rose in the pocket, and the Nehru cap is the style statement. 14 Indian personality is the Khudiram Bose. Khudiram Bose was one of the India's youngest revolutionary. He was born on the December 3rd, 1889 in the Medinipur district of the Bengal. His parents died when he was a newborn, so he was raised by his older sister and her husband. Sri Aurobindo and sister Nivedita visited Medinapur in the 1903. When Khudiram heard their speech in which they urged India's youth to join the independence movement, Bose was so inspired by their speech that he actively took part in the Sri Aurobindo's sacred planning in the freedom movement. While still in the college, he entered the Marshall Club in the 1903. Khudiram was just 16 years old when he carried out some revolutionary activity during the partition of Bengal in 1905. Khudiram and the Prafulla tried to kill Magistrate Douglas Kingsford, a British judge. However, due to the poor timing, 2 British women were killed by the bomb instead of the Kingsford. People relied to his defense after he was arrested. Khudiram Bose was given the date of the penalty by the judge. This decision was voted down by the entire Bengal. Bal Gangadhar Tilak defended the 2 young men in his newspaper Kesari and called for the immediate Swaraj. Despite all efforts, the Britishers considered nothing, and finally on 11 August 1902, he was executed. 15th personality is the Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Raja Ram Mohan Rai was one of the founders of the Brahma Sabha. He was an educator and the social reformer. He was born in the Hooghly, West Bengal. On the 22nd May of the 72, Ram Katna was his father and the Triveni Devi was his mother. In the village Pathsala, Ram Mohan began his formal education. In his childhood, he studied Bengali, Persian, and Sanskrit. Later in his life, when he was at the Banaras, he studied the Hindu sculpture. He believed in the unity of the God. When Raja Ram Mohan Rai saw his sister-in-law all victim of the Sati scheme, he took a stand against the social belief. Sati was an ancient tradition that started if a man died due to some situation, his wife would have to give up her life as well. He began organizing meetings on the women's empowerment, women's rights, women's education, and the abolition of the child marriage in the 1820. He began educating people about the social evil such as polygamy and the caste system, child marriage, superstition, and other traditions. In 1820, he established the Brahma Sabha, a religious movement dedicated to combating social evils. At that same time, he was translating Hindu sculpture into the English. He had always been interested in education and believed that India could only be bettered by the education. He established the Hindu College in the Calcutta in the 1817 in association with the David Hare. Rai established the Anglo Hindi School in 1820, Vedanta College in 1826, and the other institutions. Sri Aurobindo Ghosh. Aurobindo Ghosh was an Indian philosopher, yogi, and the Indian nationalist. He is the popular as Sri Aurobindo. Aurobindo Ghosh was born in Calcutta on 15 August 1870. His father, Krishna Dan Ghosh, was a doctor and a former member of the Brahma Sabha, and his mother, Sonata Devi. Sri Aurobindo English proficiency was very fluent because of the schooling in the Darjeeling, which was a center of the British life in India back at that time. His father wanted him to enter the Indian civil services, so he went to the England. He cleared the written examination, but intensely delayed the practical to get himself disqualified for the service. Upon returning to India in 1893, he joined Baroda State Service. That's when he started taking an active interest in the politics of India's independence struggle against the British rule. He started writing the Bande Mataram newspaper and pleaded with the people to join independence movement. He organized several meetings and also got the support of the other extremity leaders like the Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal. Sri Aurobindo was also involved in the controversy of the Alipur bombing in 1908, but he had hard evidence was found against him. Later, he was sent to jail for writing in the press against the Britishers. In 1910, he moved to the Pondicherry and withdrew himself from the political activity. In Pondicherry, Sri Aurobindo performed scheduled yoga and started a magazine named Arya. In parallel, he also worked on the writing of books like the Life Divine, the Synthesis, of Yoga, Essay on the Gita, The Secret of the Veda, Homage to the Music Fire, and more. In 1930, he wrote a poem, Savitri, which became the greatest literary achievement. With his increase of the follower, he, with the help of his principal collaborator, Mira Alphasa, founded the Sri Aurobindo Ashram. Sri Aurobindo Ghosh was one of the influential leaders who taught the importance of the spiritual education. Seventeenth personality was the Maharana Pratap. Maharana Pratap was the king of the Mewar in the Rajasthan. He was the first son of the Raja Uday Singh. Thus, he was trained to become a king since the childhood. As a child, Maharana Pratap was very friendly and good-natured. While on the expedition with his father, he made many friends with local tribes kids who taught him surviving skills for the hard times. After passing away from his father, Maharana Pratap became the king. With his crown came his long struggle against the Mughal. At the time of the Akbar, was the king of the Mughal. They were expanding their empire and wanted to conquer Gujarat through the Mewar. Their policy was to make Indian kings bow to them and give them a prominent position in the Mughal empire. Many kings gave to the Akbar, but Maharana Pratap stood his ground, not willing to give him a Mewar. This led to the famous battle of the Haldi Ghati. The extensive battle was won by the Mughals, and an injured Maharana Pratap was carried by his beloved horse Chetak, who took the famous leap of the 20 feet, which saved the king's life but proved fatal for the horse. After the Maharana Pratap lived in the jungle for the years, depending on the surviving skills, learned childhood from his tribal friends, and preparing to reclaim Mewar from the Mughals. Ultimately, another battle took place, and Maharana Pratap reclaimed most of his land from the Mughals. King Akbar, who has started respecting Maharana Pratap by this time, withdrew from the Mewar. Maharana Pratap ruled the kingdom till his last breath and was succeeded by his son, Rana Amar Singh. 18th personality was the Chandrasekhar Azad. Chandrasekhar Azad was an Indian revolutionary who recognized the Hindustan Republic Association and preserved the name Azad. He means freedom. Azad was born as a Chandrasekhar Tiwari on the July 23, 1906 in the Alishpur. His father was the Sitaram Tiwari and his mother was the Jahangiri Devi. In 1921, he was sent to the Banaras to study the Sanskrit. He was arrested after joining the non-cooperation movement at the age of 15. When he was brought before the district magistrate, he gave his name as Azad, his mother's name as the Swatantrata, and his residence as jail. From that day forward, he was known as the Chandrasekhar Azad. Along with the people, after Gandhi suspended the non-cooperation movement in the 1923, Azad joined the Hindustan Republic Association, where he became an active member of the participants in the numerous revolutionary action. He and his friend were involved in the Kakuri train robbery in 1925. His objective was to rob the train and use the money to acquire the weapon. Following that, in 1928, after Lala Rajpat Rai was assassinated, Azad and Bhagat Singh teamed together to get the baggages. Azad was captured by the police in the February 27, 1931 at Allahabad after fighting the cops alone for a while with just a gun and the few ammunition. When he found no way to escape, and just one bullet left. He chose to give up his life in order to be free. Alfred Park is now known as Azad Park, and various schools, university, roads, and other public institutions in India bear his name. The Colt pistol and Chandrasekhar Azad is displayed at the Allahabad Museum. These are the 18 personalities of the India. Maharana Pratap, Aurobindo Ghosh, Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Khudiram Bose, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Lala Lajpat Rai, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Swami Vivekanand, Rabindranath Tagore, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bhagat Singh, Sarojini Naidu, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Mother Teresa, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and Mahatma Gandhi. They are the great personality of India.